The video about Osama bin Laden and how there's no physical evidence being offered to the general public about whether he's actually dead or whatever. And I feel like I may have come across as a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I didn't want to, so I thought I should clarify my position. Now, in that video, I did state that I do believe that JFK was killed by people within the American government. I don't think you have to be a conspiracy theorist to believe that. I think the evidence speaks for itself. There's a Brugger film, the bullshit, there was the Warren Commission report. There's definitely a lot going on there that we're not being told about, and it's highly fucking suspicious. As regards to other conspiracy theories, like man not going to the moon, yeah, I think we did go to the moon. I think there's a lot of issues around the video footage. Perhaps some of that was faked, I don't know, but we went to the fucking moon. At least I want to believe that, But with regards to other conspiracy theories out there, generally, I don't buy into them. What I believe is that there are a lot of fucking opportunists out there, a hell of a lot of opportunists. Whenever something mysterious goes on, it's usually after the fact. It's usually something occurs and then people take advantage of it. Look at 9/11. A lot of the conspiracy theorists about 9/11 will cite evidence of what happened after it. And I don't think that can be used as evidence of a conspiracy. I think only if you use it as evidence as there are some real cold-hearted bastards out there jumping on to some train that they think is going to take them where they want to go. The best example in current affairs is the global economic meltdown that we're all experiencing right now. I just want to stop right now and say I do know that these videos are making my face shine like a big fucking moon. So if you can ignore that, I'd be grateful. Okay, economic meltdown. Now, there's a paper trail leading right back to Goldman Sachs and some of their clients that show that the genesis of this meltdown was greed. It was insider trading at its worst. It was one company designing a product and selling that product aggressively, and then betting on that product to fail. Now that's just fucking greed. It's theft. It's fraud. But it's not really a conspiracy. It's just what people have been doing since time immemorial, ripping each other off. But since then, various politicians and governments have used the economic crisis to justify their own political ends. In America, you see Republicans using the economic crisis to justify more freedom for the banks and bailouts for the banks. Then you see liberals using it to justify more restriction of the banks, greater, more restrictive rules for the banks and the financial industries. You see the same in this country. We've got our government and our Prime Minister David Cameron and his little fucking bitch, Nick Clegg. They're using the economic meltdown to justify all kinds of cuts in public services. The Tories have always cut public services. It's what they've done every time they come into power. Even when things are good, when the economy's booming, they always cut public services. It's just what they do. It's no point looking around and saying, oh, this global economic crisis was engineered so that these people have an excuse to do these things. That's fucking bullshit. It happened, and people are using it. It just so happens that in this country, we have a right-wing government right now. In America, you supposedly have a left-wing government right now, but they don't seem to be doing anything different to what Bush did. You've got politicians justifying their fucking greed and their fucking stupidity based on something that already happened. They didn't engineer it. They're not that fucking bright. And that's how I feel about conspiracies. Generally, they're far too complicated, far too complex to allocate blame to one group of people, particularly in government. As I said, they're just not that fucking bright. It's just greed, it's opportunism even. It's vultures circling the meat, And that's how I feel.